Have you ever had an argument around Christmas time over the holidays about finances? If you're watching this and you've ever been married, the answer is yes, of course you have. I'm going to tell you how to never have a financial argument over the holidays or about the holidays. Again, I got that coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I am the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. All right, so the first year I got married to my beautiful wife, Cindy. We've been married now 14 years. And so the very first year we got married, Christmas was very, very stressful financially. And we're in the honeymoon phase, right? So we're like, things are a little tense, but we're also, giving each other a lot of grace. But it was hard to not have a blowout argument over Christmas. I'm just going to tell you that. And let me explain why. So growing up, my family, we didn't do a lot of gifts. We always had plenty. We're a typical middle class family, so we always had plenty, but we got a few Christmas gifts, but like my folks didn't even wrap the presents. They just put them under the tree, and like it wasn't a big present ordeal. We were always blessed and fortunate and got toys to play with and things and hockey stuff, whatever, but it wasn't like this smorgasbord of presents. Now with my wife, also, great family and so on, but tons of presents. And I mean like mountains of gifts and lots of small things and bigger things, but everything wrapped nice and tidy. It's like Hallmark movies, but like lots of it. And now neither way, you should place value judgments like this one's right, this one's wrong, or this one's right, that one's wrong. But I tell you, we both had that experience and we needed to figure out how do we come together. Now, I was sort of created with this very, very stingy perception of money, like very tight, or at least very careful and cautious. And so when Cindy and I got married, we obviously didn't have a lot of money. We were just getting started. And she wanted to shower with gifts and spend a lot of money on presents. And I was thinking, that is ridiculous. You shouldn't do that. That is potentially wasteful as well. And that sort of blows up the budget. And so it was this tension between showing love and support and showering others with gifts, and so outwardly focused, versus inwardly focused. Like, hey, we've got other things that we want to do with money, and I don't want to go deep in credit card debt and all sorts of stuff. So it was this tension. And I tell you, I feel very fortunate because we've never had a financial argument over Christmas since. We had our very first year, and we got married December 2nd. Our very first year, like I said, almost a blowout argument. And we've never had one since. Why? Well, we talked about it. We said, and I sort of delicately was like bringing this to the table, listen, this didn't really work. We need to have a strategy for this. Like, I am someone that when I go out to restaurants, I read the menus from right to left. Like, what do I want? Well, it depends how much it costs. Okay, my taste buds are influenced by the dollar signs, right? And so similarly with vacations, listen, if I'm just focused on the cost, I'm not going to relax and have a good time. And with Christmas as well, showering family, hosting events, doing things, if I'm just focused on the cost, I'm not going to be there in spirit. And so it's just really, it can be a very, very difficult thing. So we sat down, and this was in January, this is right after it all happened, and we said, all right, how do we figure this out? And I got to tell you what we did, and this is going to sound possibly terrible for some of you, but I'm telling you, this is the way to never have a financial argument about the holidays ever again, ever. In finances is one of the biggest disagreements within relationships, within families, and it creates a lot of reason for divorce and separation and all that stuff. So you can diffuse that completely. Here's what we did. We sat down and we talked about these differences and then said, listen, what we want, and maybe you can resonate with this, we want to shower the right people with gifts and show them our love and support and maybe surprise them with a generous gift, right? We want to do that. We also want to avoid financial strain. We want to avoid going backwards on some of our financial goals. We want to avoid having financial struggle and pain over the holidays, like a lot of people do. If you've ever seen Christmas Vacation, of course you have, right? So we want to we want to be big, generous gift givers to family and loved ones and do gatherings that are expensive. And we also want to not have financial pain. So what we did is we came up with a budget for Christmas. And I'm going to lose a lot of you just on saying that. But we came up with, and I mean to the name, like this is how much, for this person, this person, this person, this person, this event, this gathering, hosting this. And we just listed it all out. Like even stocking stuffers, like that was like, I didn't realize how much those things cost. And so we listed it all out. Now, of course, I want small numbers. She wants bigger numbers. And so we compromised on that. It was a number that she could live with and I could live with. And it was still a number where you could be spontaneous as well. Like, well, you don't feel rigid and stuck to it. You can, float a little bit, but it was also a guide. And what we did then is I took that number, and I'm not going to tell you how much it is because I'm a little embarrassed by it, but I took that number and I divided it by 12 and I looked and I said, can this fit within our annual budget so that we're still on pace with all of our other goals, that we didn't have to sacrifice on other goals. It was just a little sacrifice each month and setting some money aside into this Christmas account. And that's what happened. That's what we did. We started and I set it up automatically. You've heard me talk about this before. This would be a delayed spending type of account, a short-term goal that comes up every year, but it doesn't come up every single month. So we figured out the annual amount, divided it by 12, and automatically transferred that money from our checking account to this specific savings account every single month automatically. And so that I knew when the time came for Christmas and holiday spending that the money was already there. And we just went through and said, yep, has anyone else been added to the list? Did anyone get removed from the list? Are the amounts still the same? And if we need to make some adjustments, we can do so. And like I said, there's a lot of float in there as well, but it's not a financially stressful time. We're able to do the presents, we're able to do the activities, we're able to do the fun stuff, the enjoyable stuff. We usually go to Chicago and do some shopping there. Obviously won't be doing that this year, but we usually do some things, and I just put that all in the budget, in that number. And then honestly, I've said this before on the radio and other things, people joke about, well, if there's one day to find Mike Bernard on the street and try to rob him, it'd be November 1st. Because do we do all of our shopping starting November 1st? No, but I look at the account, okay, we've got this much money, I pull that out, okay, and give her the cash. And we list it out, and I give her all those bank envelopes. We've had to change that a little bit recently because of COVID, and we're not doing as much shopping with cash. It'll be credit cards and debit cards and that sort of stuff. So it'll tweak a little bit, but November 1st, Halloween is done. All right, now here's the Christmas cash. We usually don't start shopping for Christmas until later in November and into December, but at least we've got the funds right there. But automatically, next year's Christmas is already being saved up for so that we never have to argue about money. If there's any sort of disagreement, it's just about, well, we need to add this category for next year, or how can we flex because we didn't have this planned, and we do that. It's very easy. So finances can be a very, very big stressor in relationships, especially in married couples, and it can be an enormous financial pain during the holidays, because holidays are expensive. But really, when we think about holidays, we think family time and enjoying company and being off of work and all of these good things. Get financial pain and financial stress out of there. Get it out of the equation forever. You'll enjoy your relationships even more. That's how you do it. The best way to do it, in my opinion, is sit down. If you're not hardwired with some of those gifts that I have or Cindy has, sit down with your certified financial planner and say, how can I figure this out? This would be part of the 3 bank account system that we help our clients with: immediate spending, delayed spending, emergency spending. So sit down with your CFP to get that plan in place. And if you don't have a CFP or that system isn't something they've recommended, you can always contact my team at Korhorn Financial Group. Find us online, korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with a K. You'll also find us online at wisemoneyshow.com, or you can just send us an email, info@korhorn.com. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.